This is a Lexus CT200h 2013 with a check engine light. So I went to the discount auto parts to get it checked out to find out what the check engine was all about. Due to COVID, the gentleman gave me the tool, so I went outside and do the diagnosis by myself. Once I was done, I took it inside, and the guy was able to determine that I needed to do a tune-up, which I will show you guys how to do it, and also to get rid of the sound. This is the sound that he was making every morning once I started the car. And of course, once I started, and then it makes the noise for however long it takes, and then it went back to running as a hybrid with no noise, and I can drive it to and from work, and it wouldn't make that noise again. So I went ahead and get all the necessary tools. Please pay attention to this part because you need to be able to disconnect this part in order to make the job easier. Yeah, so I went to the auto parts. I was able to get the necessary tools, the spark plugs. This time I decided I wasn't gonna change the coils until maybe once I changed the spark plugs. If it was still running rough, then I would have gone ahead and changed the coils. But upon completion of the tune-up, I didn't need to change the coils. So this is actually my second time doing this. This car, I've had it for about 5 years now. I changed the spark plugs when I first bought the car, and during that time the car was at 75,000 miles. So I wasn't sure whether the spark plugs had ever been replaced. So I took matters into my own hands and went ahead and changed them during that time. And right now the car currently has 189,000 miles. So really, I should have done the spark plug job again a long time ago, but like anything, when it's due, it will ask you for it. So this time it started uh, making that annoying sound every morning. And this is a hybrid; it's not really supposed to be making any sound, so it was quite embarrassing. So I figured, since I was off, I went ahead and took care of it. So this is, once you know how to change one spark plugs, I mean they're in a linear fashion. Once you change one, then you'll be able to change all of them. So what you do is you unplug the coil, and you pretty much unscrew everything, and you replace the old plug with a new one. That's a magnet. You also need a magnet to be able to get the spark plug out. So yeah, you'll be able to tell this. This I think was the better of all the spark plugs that were in there. The spark plugs were pretty nasty looking. So the first time when I changed the spark plugs, I didn't worry about gapping the spark plugs. But this time when I went to buy the spark plug, my buddy mentioned something about gapping. So he was able to find a measurement that it's supposed to be gap at, and he had the tool, so I didn't have to buy it. So he went ahead and got the spark plugs for me while I was there. And also, it's very important. You saw that I just put down some anti-seize. That's anti-seize that I'm putting on there, because the spark plug itself is in a very complicated area in the engine. You want to be able to unscrew it when you have to do the job again, because last time, if I didn't put the anti-seize, now I probably would have had to worry about not being able to get it out. So I'm glad that I used anti-seize last time, and I was able to unscrew my spark plug with ease. And now I just put it back in, and I'm screwing it back on. Because once you screw it on, and then you position everything how it was prior to when you took the old one out, then you do the same thing for all four of them. And also, once this job is done, there's really no way to reset or to get rid of the check engine. It's not like you just change the oil and you're able to reset the maintenance light. However, once I was done, and the next morning, the check engine light was gone. I had nothing on my dashboard, and my dashboard is. Uh, I never noticed or realized how nice it looks without that check engine. Yeah, so don't worry about trying to reset the check engine. You can just let it sit overnight. The next morning, it will reset it by itself. However, if you really want to get rid of the check engine light, once you're done with the job, then what you can do is, I do have another video on how to replace the battery, because I actually had to replace the battery on this car. I mean, the weather really takes a toll on vehicles during the summer. So I had to change the battery. So if you change the battery, that will do a hard reset on the computer. So that will also get rid of the check engine. However, the battery is in a very complicated spot, so just letting it sit overnight will take care of the issue. And as you can tell, now the spark plug is in, and I just put that back on, and now it's only a matter of screwing it back, and that's a 10 millimeter ratchet, and you also need a 14 millimeter ratchet for the spark plug, and you do need some enlargements to reach down to the spark plug to unscrew it. So that's done, and now I'm plugging back the coil, and that's how one is done. And that actually was the last one that I did, because I started on the left going right. So once you figure out how to do one, then you can do all. And that one, I think, displayed the job or how it's done better. So that's why I only included this clip. So once I was done, I put the cap back on, and then I went back under the hood, and well, first of all, I cleaned everything out the way, because I don't want anything to fall in there. I went ahead and started it, and you will hear it's like a run. That's me going to start it. It runs like it was never running off. Please like, subscribe, and comment any questions. Hopefully this video helps, because the first time that I had to do this, I didn't get any assistance. So I figured this time I will record it, hoping that it will help somebody out there. I thank you in advance for the like and subscribe or subscription. That's the only way you guys can return the help. So thank you very much. Yep. That's the car after I change the spark plug. That's how it runs. Smooth. All right.